You're still watching The Conversation on Lagos Television. I did say earlier that the boy-child development and their emotional needs is a focus on the program this morning. And the development of a boy-child is significantly impacted by their psychological and emotional needs. These needs, of course, require some kind of unconditional love, safety, understanding, communication for them to fully develop emotionally as a male child. But unfortunately, in this part of the world, we often put pressure on the boy child, making them believe that they are usually strong, and of course they must not betray their emotions or show their emotions anytime they are facing challenges. How is this impacting the boy child in a negative way, and what are the strategy that we can put in place to correct all this notion, making the boy child believe that, okay, you're strong, you cannot cry, you must not make mistake. We put them under unnecessary pressure, and of course this is at the detriment of the society and of course the girl child. So this morning we'll be looking at the boy child development and their emotional needs, and we have Mercy George Igbafi. Did I get it right?
Igbafe.
Igbafi.
Yes, Igbafe.
Okay. Igbafe. All right, joining us this morning to take a look at this conversation. She's Tech Up Boys mentor and foundation boy child advocate. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start by looking at it this way. The society is always quick to judge the boy child. We feel they are not expected to make mistakes. They are not expected to cry or show their emotions. They must man up and act like everything is all right. So how is all of this notion destroying their psychological and general well-being as a boy child?
Okay, so my name is Mercy. Thank you for having me. I really am grateful to LTV for calling me to speak on this because it's very close to my heart. The initiator of Lentor Foundation for Tech Up Boys initiative. According to WHO, it says 14% within the age bracket of 15 to 29 adolescents globally have mental crisis within the boy child, and is leading to high rates of suicidal thoughts because apparently, based on the data I checked as well, Nigeria we're spending $0, 0 naira on mental education for the boy child. And like you rightly pointed that boys don't cry, boys don't show emotion, and boys can be vulnerable. And so the societal, what we are not allowing them to, other negative vices is stemming up as a result. So let me speak experientially. Just this month, within 2 weeks, we were able to train 5,600 boys based on the Tech Up Boys initiative, thanks to Lagos State Government and PSSDC, that gave us the opportunity to touch the lives of the boys. What we discovered, which is something that really is mind-boggling, and there's a necessity to act now, not tomorrow. I've been saying it, I've been saying it for a long time. Nigeria, we're sitting on a keg of ticking time bomb, but I didn't understand. You know, sometimes you speak from the head space, not experientially. Encountering 5,600 boys, 5,600 boys, and identifying the challenges that is confronting these boys is quite revealing, and it's so shocking that we're not doing anything about it. Mental alertness, the rate of suicidal, lack of skill set that needs to be competitive. Like I had to ask them in one of the sessions that I had, I said, is Aliko Dangote a 419? They say no. Is Otedola a 419? They say no. I asked them this question because these are public figures that they know, but they are not necessarily close to them, that they can easily assess or they can really model after. Because the noisemakers on social medias are the one directing the way they think.
And the way they act.
The way they act, their perception why they think it's okay to challenge instituted authority, lack of regard for instituted authority. But it stems from the home as well.
Even for the opposite sex.
It's even worse, because I said to a lot of parents now that we've invested so much. Actually, Barack Obama last 2 weeks said it's pertinent not to ignore the boy child, because he has 2 daughters. He said, my daughters are going to get married. Who are they going to marry? Ill-equipped boys that have lack of emotional intelligence or mental acumen to be able to help midwife a woman, treat her the right way she should be, especially that in our society that is such a patriarchal system that, yes, you're ill-equipped, you don't have the skill set, yet you're demanding respect from a woman that is exposed, very knowledgeable, ambitious, and have the financial capability. So you see, we have raised a lot of boy child. I just randomly, you're a man. If I ask you how many people that have jackpot to school, the ratio within the boy and the woman, I'm talking about the ratio that are educating themselves right now, is more women. More women. So many men are not even extending or making efforts to say, I want to be educated. And the data is so alarming. What I encountered on the field across Lagos State Public School is so shocking that when I saw a video that went viral just last week where secondary school boys had machete on the streets of Lagos, chasing after each other, I don't think we understand the dynamics or the pressure that is being passed down to the boy child in our current dynamics. So for me, the time to act is today, not yesterday, because Nigeria, it's a scary place, because the people that go to riot are boys. The people that protest are boys. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things, but I'm just saying the louder the voices. And these are people that don't understand. They know about destruction. They don't have the mental intelligence to say, if I destroy this property that is Lagos State, they are never going to replace it because it serves me. So that is a mental issue that we need to address, the skill set, the gap that we need to bridge as a matter of urgency.
Okay, so what can, from your narration this morning, what can neglecting these boys trigger in the society? And what are the factors responsible for some of the vices that we are seeing these boys display? The
triggers. The family system is broken, very broken, because many parents are overwhelmed with work. They're going to work, they don't have time for their children. And especially in our system, Nigeria culture, Africa culture, you have 3 boys, 2 girls. Who do you think the mother sends on errand the most? Is a girl. So you're busy developing the girl. Child. You're not developing the boy. So he doesn't even know that if I help my sister wash her clothes, it's not demeaning to me. If I help, it's not an ego thing. It's not an ego thing. It's a normal way of life. Back then, our generation, we grew up in a communal system. You have several cousins, several nieces and nephews that will come. So you will eat from the same plate. You do things together. You play together. But our generation that we are passing down to, they are sheltered, secluded. We're not communicating with these children. Yet we expect them to understand where we are going. We're busy shouting. You're not telling them this is how a boy is supposed to be. This is how a boy is supposed to treat someone. This is what you're supposed to do. And that is creating, so the number one problem, lack of communication from the family unit, and the teachers having high expectation. One of the greatest things that many of the students complain, he said the truth of the matter is our parents are not giving us the opportunity to learn. They go to school, they come back, they are helping their mom, which is normal. They have to. Some of the boys help their mom to sell. Some of them are going to kosher work, because I kept asking how many of you, because that's the latest thing that has been trending in the last 5 years. Vocational skill. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but I asked them, point to me one vocational skill as a plumber that is a billionaire today. So we have created a glass ceiling right now, which we are not even conscious of. with the vocational skill. We are pushing vocational skill, whereas there are other skills that these boys can learn. There are tech skills that they can learn. There are education that they can start now. In the tech world, what we are teaching them for our tech up boys is data analytics.
Okay.
Every business needs a data analyst. And you don't need too much to become a data analyst. You can learn the skill and start to earn foreign, not even local. Okay, you go do mechanic, bricklayer, which there's nothing wrong with it, because I don't want anybody to misunderstand. But I just said, point out, and they said Mohbad. Mohbad was a carpenter. I said, carpentry did not make Mohbad the money he made. It was his music that got him the money that he made, not carpentry. Because when I asked all the students, I said, what work are you learning? I'm a organizer, I'm a plumber, I'm a tiler. Things that they are good skills, but they are skills that will never help them to break, and that's why they are going to turn to fraud. The side effect? Drugs. They are going to turn to cybercrime. They are going to be under immense pressure on societal demand for them to have a sense of belonging. And the greatest thing that I've seen with the 5,600 that we have just trained this month is identity crisis.
They don't even know who they are.
They are lost. They are so lost. Many of them
I'm sorry. Who would you blame for that, or what would you ascribe to that loss of identity? Even on the part of parent, we're always partial. We tend to give more attention to the girl child and neglect the boy child. So at the end of the day, they find solace outside, and that's where they take to all kind of vices. So can we also blame the parent as well, who are always preferential towards their girl child?
That's why I started with the family system is broken, because we feel, you come and pound yam. Oh yeah, you go and boil rice. Whereas you can send the same boy to have the skills to be able to do all of this thing. I'm blessed. My husband knows how to cook. He loves cooking by default, but not many men. You are shaking your head. That's exactly the point.
I can boil water.
Exactly. So you see that is a problem. But he had to learn those skills because of his mom. And the family system is broken. Our politicians have not helped. Then number two, our influencers. Our influencers have created a narrative on social media that you just go...
All is rosy.
And they come and now put up this fake life. Then after they have been broken, they now come and start crying for help online. But you have created a narrative. You have influenced the young boys to think that it's normal. C'est la vie. Let me go to the club and pop champagne. I asked the boys, I said, Otedola, Aliko Dangote, that are the richest men in Africa, in the world. I asked them, do you see them pop champagne? They said no. You think they don't have the funds or the resources to go to the club and live the lavish way of spending? Why do you think that is? I said, any money that you get as a crooked means, is going to go through the crooked means. You're going to have to put up a front, a facade, a persona of who you are not, because you want to spend what you don't have. Otedola knows what he has suffered to make the money he's made. And as a result, he's not interested in showcasing a lifestyle that is not true to who he is. Neither would Aliko Dangote. There was a recent 50th birthday that was so lavish. And you see Otedola's birthday, you could see the somber, the value of family, the focus.
I know the one you're talking about. The way they all wore white.
The focus. No, there's been a lot of lavish 50 for 50. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of lavish, wasteful spending. Then the boy child that are looking up to you as model and looking at these people and say, yes, I have to get the money by force. They go into ritual killing. They pick up their brothers and sisters. They pick up their nephews and nieces. They go there and go and eliminate them all for money. Making fast money, to go into Yahoo, to go into fraud. I asked them, I said, all the 419 that you know today, and many of them can say hand on heart, I am a fraudster. I am a scammer. Number one, EFCC will pick you. Interpol will pick you. FBI will pick you. You cannot brag. You cannot be braggadocious. I'm a fraudster. I'm a 419. No, it's not possible. And I said, If it's not a lifestyle that is sustainable, I now ask them, Hush Puppy, you know today, where is he? In the prison. There are many scammers that have gone mental, or those that have used ritual way to get the money. They just go crazy, pack their car and start running on the street. I said it's not a life that you're going to be proud of. And it's even worse now. All our social media, because what of these boys that don't understand in terms of identity, they have pseudonyms on social media. And internet does not forget, because they want to keep up a front on the social media and their real name is not even visible. There's a lady that was deported from America. She was going for a particular event. Unfortunately, what she put on social media and what she applied for
was contrary to what she applied for, yeah.
They deported her straight,
yeah.
exactly. So my point is, if we don't start to deal with the issue of identity crisis with our boys and start to equip them with the skill set and remove the glass ceiling of vocational skills. I ask, how many of our politician children are learning plumber? Let's call it what it is. How many of our leaders' children are learning mechanic or learning organizer? You know the skills is not going to take them anywhere. You're putting a glass ceiling, not allowing them to go beyond what they can do. And that is creating a problem in the society. Okay. And when the riot comes, they are the first to come knocking on your door. They are the first to attack your cars. Unfortunately, many of our leaders have security aides that is helping chaperone around Lagos. But there's a major crisis that needs Africa's urgent attention. Africa has the largest active youth population in the world.
Okay. All right. Beyond these vices that you have identified so far, as much as I want to blame the boys, what does this say about our value system? That is one. And secondly, this notion that as boys, you must not make mistake, you must not cry, you must not show your emotions, is coming from the society as well. So they are under pressure. So do we put all the blame on them, or our cultural and societal values that is putting them under pressure to say that, okay, you cannot fail, you are superior to the girl child, and of course, you cannot cry even when you are disturbed or you have psychological issues?
Thank you for that question. Based on the stats that I have, it says 1 to 7% of boys are suffering from severe depression. Severe depression. And this severe depression is stemming from all this lack of value system that we have. Majorly identity crisis. I don't even blame the boys per se, because you don't know what you don't know until you are exposed to what you need to learn. So many of our boys are ill-equipped mentally, and it's stemming from the home, and ill-equipped in the society because our politicians have put up a front of who they are not. Our influencers have influenced our youth in a very wrong trajectory. Many of our role models, for instance, are not having like open house to talk to them. How did I make money? This man that carries shit,
Gaddafi.
No, that has the shit business.
Otumba Gaddafi.
Yes, okay. You know his journey. How about set up a forum where you talk about your story? You understand how you made money legitimately. Mentorship is missing. Thank you for that keyword. It's so mentorship, role models of people they need to look up to. I'm not talking about influencers. Why do a lot of Nigerians, I've been to 6 continents. I'm not going to tell you as a Nigerian traveling out of this country, it's very easy for us. No, it's not. And the reason is the representation of our influencers. Not many of them, but the noisemakers are more than the real people creating value in the value chain. We give credence. You will see companies. It's what I can never understand. People that you know you can't sit 6 meters close to them or just an arm stretch to them. You make them brand influencers to endorse a brand, to create a problem in the society that is already damaged. So when you put a face to your brand that you know children are looking up to, what do you think you're creating? So people that are causing problem for us, influencers, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, but you know what you're doing, putting up a front of who you're not. Number 2, our family system. Parents need to start talking to their boys. You need to start having conversation. Look for friends within your circle of influence. Hand over your son to become mentored. But now there's the issue of pedophilia that is going on. Many parents don't want to expose their children to being sexually exploited, because there's a lot of sexual exploitation down in this place, but they are unreported as a result of stigma, as a result of
shame.
And because once you go, and the nonsense thing that we're doing right now, we think you will see a madam recording someone that has made mistake and putting on social media. Can you do that to your child? Every child makes mistake. Where is the room, the grace that you're extending to that child for correction? You have marked the child publicly on social media. And this is something that is leading to a lot of pressure. You mother, you carry phone, you are recording your house help. What do you think your boy is going to do on the street? Where is the kindness? Where is empathy? It's gone out of the window. When we're growing up, you remember the Fulanis that will come around. We'll go into our houses, pack a lot of things and give to them. We were very empathetic. We were very kind. We were very reaching. But what has happened to the family system that we have the most number of churches in Africa? In Nigeria, between 100 meters yard, you are seeing several churches. But there's nothing church-like. Don't even get me started on that one. There's nothing church-like. There's nothing Christ-like in the way we carry ourselves. Not even on social media. Have you seen how many Christians that their own mission is to promote nudity? It's like an ambition. Oh yeah, show everything. Anyway, don't let's go there.
But how do I put the question now? Like I mentioned earlier, oftentimes we focus more attention on the girl child. Boys do get abused as well.
Heavily.
But we don't look at that side of them. Thinking, okay, they can always navigate their way. You know, as a man, as a male child, you can always overcome any challenge that you are facing out there. And so when they are faced with the challenges of life, they find it difficult to communicate maybe with their father or their mother or even sisters. You know, they shield their sufferings, they shield their psychological needs, and at the end of the day, they turn out to be a monster.
Yes. The rate of abuse is even worse now. You know, more women are more financially viable. Abuse is in different strata. It's not until you are physically abused that you're abused. There's mental abuse, there's emotional abuse, there's financial abuse. So, like I said, yes, the data is a lot of women didn't have opportunity. Let's give them opportunity. I'm an advocate for that. But there's a reason the man is created. I'm sorry, I'll probably offend a lot of feminists that are going to hear this. There's a reason the man was created. You see, where the man is different is when you have contention amongst yourself, you're able to resolve it as gentlemen and move on.
Unlike
because
women.
You're very logical in the way you think. But for women, we're so emotionally driven that we don't even know that it's important to apply reasoning and logic to the way we behave. So we have a lot of women in leadership positions that are financially viable. They are the one fending for their family, and the ability to now honor and respect a man that is not financially capable is taken out of the window. So now there's financial abuse from the woman to the man. You see some videos of women now slapping, they don't care. No. It doesn't go. It's a normal thing, it's a way of life. I talk to the man anyhow, you know. So that word, submissive, humility, is out of the window because I'm the one taking care. Oh, you're not working. What are you contributing? You understand? So you make him feel less than who he is. Someone that is already dealing with identity crisis, having serious trauma from his position, and you now make him feel less than who he is. That in itself is a problem. So there's financial abuse, there's sexual abuse, and to be honest, the rate of sexual abuse with the boy child is unprecedented, and many of them don't speak out. They don't speak out. If having a chance to talk to these boys, it will shock you what they go through. And that's why the rate of homosexualism is increasing. the rate of homosexualism, there's a study that Pastor Chris Okotie, I happened to be in church that day, and he was talking about a study by Oxford University. It's called self-itis. Self-itis is a type of mental disorder that occurs. You see, I've made up now. This is not my true face. I'm going to wipe this makeup off because this is just for me to be presentable on TV. But the picture that we put in our houses are the picture of the makeup face. But when you wash this face and go look in the mirror,
your real identity
will show. Then you will hate yourself. You have low self-esteem, low self-worth, and it's affecting you because you don't understand how to disassociate from a face that is made up and a face that is not made up. That this is not the real you. This is the real you, and you have to accept who you are. So this is happening among the boy child, having disassociated personality, and because of the sexual abuse is leading them to a lot of homosexualism, the pressure, societal pressure. I have to do this. I have to do this. And now, as you heard, you know that they will say, if a guy wants to make money, you have to dress like a woman. Now, I mean, but it's the truth. Look at the statistics of the skit makers. Look at the statistics of people online. You have to dress like a woman to become relevant. That is a type of disassociated self-itis, mental disassociation amongst the boy child. So you are not accepting who you are. I have to be feminine. Then you expose yourself as a feminine to the world. Then someone that is a pedophile that sees you and wants you now offers you money, and all you need to do is turn your backside and look away. You see that there's a problem in itself. So as much as we think some things are cruise, they have serious underlying effect, major underlying impact on the life of the boy child. So we have a lot of work to do, and because they are not expressive like the woman, a woman, when you have abused, you can find somebody to go and talk to. You will cry
you cry.
But many men, it's a shame for them. Ego, you have taken their pride.
But we have emotions as well, as boys, as men.
Exactly.
I do cry.
But how many times do you cry to your friends, really?
I've cried to my friends a couple of times if I have anything troubling me. Yes. When I lost my mom, I cried.
Can you imagine?
Sometimes when I'm watching films, I cry.
Okay. I understand when you lost your mom and when you are watching film. But does that really speak to your core emotion? How you feel?
But some other boys or men, they would rather conceal that emotional part of them.
They hide it the same way you said. It's only when you lost your mom that you cried, or when you watch a movie. But when you are hurt, your wife speaks to you. You know, okay, for instance, my husband says something nasty. I will just burst out crying. It's a normal thing. It's not normal for a man to
but
do
not
that.
all women will cry, or not all girls.
But many women, things get to us because we are emotional beings.
Yeah, but we are emotional as well. That's the mistake we are making as a society. We're also emotional.
I'm not making a mistake. I think a lot of men need to speak up. They need to speak out. You have cried. Oh, I was hurt. Not just when my mom died. My boss did something to me. This is how I felt. And this was my reaction. Let them see you vulnerable. Many men don't want to expose their vulnerability because of the fear of judgment.
So that you're weak.
Yeah, exactly. So you feel you're weak. When they see you as a big man that you are, a professional, say, today was not such a good day. And they see the raw emotion. They will feel vulnerable amongst their friends as well to want to do that. But they are not modeling. Many fathers come home, is shouting all the way. They are frustrated from outside. They'll carry their frustration into the house. They don't know the skill to be able to speak to the woman. Who do they want to model after being emotional? When the father in the house, you have never seen him break down. All the time, he has to be the macho man, and he has to be the one in charge. How many of our politicians have come online and said, this is what I'm dealing with? How many of our male influencers have done that they will model after? You have weak moments, you have strong moments. We have to be the example we want these young people.
Okay, because of our time, you have identified all the crises surrounding the boys, and of course their emotional needs. So how do we begin to tackle this problem in such a way that our girls are not going to get married to monsters in the future?
Okay, many of them are already married to monsters right now, but let's see how we can solve. This is
so what can we do as parents, as government, as religious houses.
So this is me calling on government. Like Tech Up Boys Initiative is focused on developing skill sets. And we're not focused on skill set. We're talking to identity crisis among the boy child. We're talking about mentorship. This program is 2 months. Mine is just one of. There are so many. I would start to say all our role models for men, it's time within your community. Start having like a mentorship conversation amongst the boy child. We are committed to developing the boy as tech kings. When I go to the school, I call them, you're a king, you are not a tout, you're not this. Whatever you've been labeled is not important. You are a king, I'm speaking to a king. So first, let them even know that they are who I'm calling them to be. So the issue is mentorship. Government needs to start investing in program that deals with the boy child because they are going to give you problems. You don't know. Politics, election is coming in. A lot of the boys now are becoming very vocal. They are trolls online. They are fearless behind the Twitter feed. If I can troll somebody and troll them to a point of emotional insanity online, anybody that can do that is capable to do it offline.
Physical.
Exactly. So once they do that and are able to extend it on a physical, that's a problem. So it's time for education, re-education. Our education system is not working. Biology, human anatomy is out of the window. Is out of the window. India invested in human capacity. At age 7, India starts to raise their boys, raise children that are geniuses to start to think outside of the box. Let's stop focusing on the vocational training. I'm not saying it's bad, it's an addendum. It's not the focus. We need to start equipping them with skills that they can compete with globally, not just locally. That's why a lot of our graduates with their masters and PhD, they go abroad, they go and do care work. They go and do washing people's bottom. They go and look at, what do they call it? Wash people's bum. Go and clean, do care work. Care work is door. That's what we employ here. Care work is outside work that you go and do there with your PhD or masters. I'm still saying there's anything wrong with your pride and the work you do. But if a lot of you guys that have jackpot have learned tech skills to help you compete, you will not even need to go. How does India does it? That they go abroad, they get the best of the jobs, and yet Africans go abroad. They are looking for cleaning, they are looking for mechanic, they are looking for work that cannot glorify who you are.
Unfortunately, Mercy, we are out of time. We might need to bring you back again to speak to this particular topic once more. The boy-child development and emotional needs. And of course, Mercy has been able to identify so many of their needs and the need for us to change our perception about the boy child. They have emotions as well, psychological emotions, financial emotions, and we should allow them cry, you know, bring out their emotions, and of course give them some care as mothers and fathers, so that we can have this change of narrative, and of course have well-groomed boys who are going to be responsible husbands in the future. We thank you very much, Mercy George Igbafe, for coming to speak to us on this particular conversation, the boy-child development and emotional needs. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll take a very short break. When we come back, it will be the turn of Adebimpe and Joy. Stay with us.
The Nigeria Broadcasting Awards, TMBA, is back for its 2nd edition. Are you the voice behind the mic, the face on the screen, or the producer